Won the Indy 500 as a driver and an owner. He's won the 24 Hours of Daytona. He's won Sebring. He's won the IndyCar Championship 3 times. But very pleased and privileged to have him here today. So, Bobby, love to come have you talk to our group here.
Thanks very much for allowing me to be your keynote speaker at this inaugural Motorsport Business Forum. It's a pretty prestigious crowd out there, and there's certainly a lot of very familiar faces. As Zach said, I think many of you know my history in motorsports. I think I'm now probably close on to my 35th year, which I kind of like to admit in some ways, and I regret admitting that in others, because it means time is marching on. But nevertheless, it's been a pretty varied career over the years. But one thing that never really varied, or has never varied, has been my love for the sport. But I'm here to talk to you today about something I have a great deal of passion for. I have for many, many years, but now we're actually able to start putting it into effect, and that's the passion for historic racing. And why does historic racing generate so much passion in me, and not, frankly, just me, because we see every year thousands of people go to historic car races. Well, maybe come with me on a little trip. Let's go to the back straight at Sebring, and let's close our eyes, and we can listen as the cars go by. And I remember, and today I can still hear it, that you could identify what car passed you by just by the note of the engine sound. That a Ferrari sounded like a Ferrari, and a Porsche sounded like a Porsche, and a small block Chevy sounded like a small block Chevy, and a Matra sounded like a Matra, and none of them sounded the same. But there's something about that flavor, that difference, that really makes historic racing stand out, not just for me, but I think for a lot of people. Also, for me, historic racing and historic cars are like artwork in action. So for any sports, the history of it is its foundation. And most of all, it provides its participants, like me, and maybe perhaps some of you out there, and our fans, the chance to relive history. And I don't know of many other opportunities to do that. We at HMP see a real opportunity to take historic racing in this country to a similar level. How will we do that? First, we put a top-notch team in place. I think each of us, Zach, Peter, and myself, bring very different traits, talents to the organization. We do know one thing. We know that this can become a successful enterprise if we apply business tactics to it. Our mission is pretty simple. It's to own, manage, and stage a series of premium vintage racing events and related lifestyle experiences at historic North American circuits. So we intend to produce premium racing and related lifestyle events, as I said. We will focus on a maximum of 10 vintage classes. So we will have a fair, so to speak, that will be more selective than what you might see at normal vintage car races. We will stage them at a maximum of 6 North American venues. We're going to position them consistent with the demographics and lifestyles of the participants and spectators, and we'll get into that in a little bit, just what those demographics are. But to put it simply, they're tremendous. And we'll work on what we call 360-degree activation, which is to make sure that all aspects, the spectators, the media, the promoter, the circuit owners, and ourselves, all benefit from the efforts that we put forth.